guys. Okay, I'm gonna try to do this quickly because the sun is kind of beating in on my face and it's very hot. I have a book haul for you guys. I went to Barnes & Noble twice this week, kinda caved, but the things I caved on are things that I've wanted for a long time, so I figured it was okay. Actually, one of them was kind of I just started wanting it like 2 weeks ago, but the other things are things that I've wanted for quite a while. The first is The Host by Stephenie Meyer. This was in the bargain book section for $4. I was so excited. I think the reason why it was a bargain book is because this was the last copy of this particular edition that they had. Particular edition? Talk correctly, please. And yeah, so I was very excited about this because I love this film and I've wanted to read the book pretty much since it came out. But for those of you who do not know what it's about, I will read you the back. It says, Melanie Strider refuses to fade away. Our world has been invaded by an unseen enemy that takes over the minds of human hosts while leaving their bodies intact. But Wanderer, the invading soul who occupies Melanie's body, finds its former tenant refusing to relinquish possession of her mind. As Melanie fills Wanderer's thoughts with visions of Jared, a human who has avoided invasion and lives in hiding, Wanderer begins to yearn for a man she's never met. Soon, Wanderer and Melanie, reluctant allies, set off in search for the man they both love. Kind of weird because, okay, spoiler alert, so if you don't want this spoiled for you, then skip over these next couple seconds. But this is kind of weird because in the film, I feel like the love triangle is not prominent. I feel like Wanderer kind of has a little crush on Jared, but then almost immediately she actually starts to fall in love with his friend, which makes it a lot less awkward, and this kind of sounds like their love triangle is a bit more prominent. But maybe I'm wrong, we'll see. But I'm very excited to read this one, especially before the second one comes out. The next one is The Swan Gondola by Timothy Shapert. I am so excited about this book. I saw this on, I think Inkbones Books' channel, I think. And she was saying that her favorite book ever is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. And while it's not my favorite book ever, it is definitely in my top 10 books of all time. Maybe even my top 5, actually. And she said that this book is not exactly like it, but it has the same kind of feel. So I was very excited about that. I was like, oh, I need to pick that up right away. And I will read you guys the inside of this one. It says, on the eve of the 1898 Omaha World's Fair, Ferret Scarrett, ventriloquist by trade, conman by birth, isn't quite sure how it will change him or his city. Certainly there will be work for him plying his act, and his cheap magic tricks among the carnival rides, hucksters, pickpockets, and exotic dancers on the Midway. Omaha still has the marks of a filthy Wild West town, even as it attempts to achieve the grandeur and respectability of nearby Chicago, which a few years earlier hosted its own World's Fair, centered around the renowned White City. Yet when Ferret crosses paths with the beautiful and enigmatic Cecily, his whole purpose changes, and the fair becomes the background to the backdrop to their love affair. One of a traveling troupe of actors that has descended on the city, Cecily works in the Midway's Chamber of Horrors, where she loses her head hourly on a guillotine, playing Marie Antoinette. When the fair closes, she rushes off, clinging protectively to a mysterious carpet bag, never giving Ferret a second glance. Finally, he persuades her to take a moonlit ride on the Swan Gondola, a boat on the lagoon of the new White City, and the fair's magic begins to take its effect. But a rival emerges in the form of the richest man in town, Billy Wakefield, the patron of the fair, who is determined to steal Cecily away. When she apparently succumbs to the pressures of Billy's advances, Ferret is forced to turn to his friends for help, and a new hope emerges, one that requires a leap of faith from the former cynic ferret. Okay, I'm sorry, that kind of was a very choppy synopsis, but it was the first time that I was reading it myself, so sorry about that. But it sounds really good, and it does sound quite a bit like Night Circus, so I'm incredibly excited. And I've heard that Timothy Schafert's writing is really good. Like, apparently all of his other books have been put on Barnes & Noble's great new writers list. So that's cool, and I'm very excited about that. But the thing that I am most excited for, and I know you guys, I have said excited a lot in this haul, but oh my gosh, these, I cannot tell you how excited I am for these. Ta-da! The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, books 1 through 5. The 5-book trilogy. I wanted to get these because I actually got the first one separate, and then I just wasn't patient and was like, okay, I need to get the other 4. I haven't even read the first one, but I don't care. And I really wanted to get them as the 5-book set, and I was hoping that I could find a box set, but unfortunately no. But I really did not want the giant bind-up. I know that the paperback one is really great because it's floppy and everything, but it still is no less intimidating. It makes it have something like 1,050 pages or something like that, and I just couldn't do it. So I wanted to show you guys these. The first is obviously The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams, and for those of you who do not know what this book is about, I will read it to you. Read you the back. It says, seconds before Earth is demolished to make way for a galactic freeway, Arthur Dent is plucked off of the planet by his friend Ford Prefect, a researcher for the revised edition of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, who, for the last 15 years, has been posing as an out-of-work actor. Together, this dynamic pair begin a journey through space aided by a galaxy full of fellow travelers. Zaphod Beeblebrox, the two-headed, three-armed ex-hippie and totally out-to-lunch president of the galaxy. Trillian, formerly Trisha McMillan, Zaphod's girlfriend, whom Arthur tried to pick up at a cocktail party once upon a time zone. Marvin, a paranoid, brilliant, and chronically depressed robot. And Veet Vujigig, a former graduate student obsessed with the disappearance of all the ballpoint pens he's bought over the years. Where are these pens? Why are we born? Why do we die? For all the answers, stick your thumb to the stars. And by the way, the answer to everything is 42. Kidding. It's in here. But yeah, so I'm very excited to read this. It will be my first time reading it. And actually, it was funny, because when the girl was trying to help me find the rest of them, the reason I couldn't find them is because I accidentally, I couldn't find the A section of the science fiction section. And when we were walking over there, she was like, we're good, I've got my towel in my pocket. But I didn't hear her say the word towel, so I just looked at her and I was like, sorry, what? And she was like, oh, come on, you should get that reference. Duh, if you're getting these books, you need to get that reference. And I was like, no, but what did you say? And she was like, oh, I said I have my towel in my pocket, don't worry. I was like, oh, okay, I didn't hear you say the word towel, so I didn't understand. But yeah, I'm pretty sure she thought that I was, completely going into this, just not even knowing. But yeah, so we're good now. Anyway. So yeah, that's the synopsis of the first one, and I'm so excited to read it. I don't want to explain what the other 4 are about, because they are sequels, so yeah. But I will show them to you. This is the second one, The Restaurant at the End of the Universe. And the only thing that I really don't like about the rest of these is they all have the thing that says that they're in the Hitchhiker's Guide, series. And these, while they're not as bad as the movie ones, there are copies that have the movie logo on them, and that's even worse. But, I already know that they're part of this series. I don't need to know that. But yeah, whatever. It's still, I still really enjoy these covers. They're still really fun. And then we have Life, the Universe, and Everything. With a creepy little eyeball. And then So Long and Thanks for All the Fish. And the eye is a fish. Isn't that so cute? And then we have Mostly Harmless, and there's a sandwich. And I really love these because each one is like a different color, and then when you put them all together, here, I'll show you. Here, like that. They just look so pretty. Like it's like purple, blue, green. I think that's like magenta, sort of, and then orange. So that's another reason why I really wanted to get the individual editions rather than the big copy, is like the big copy was really cool looking too, but individually these are also really pretty. And yeah, I had to spend a little bit of extra money, but these really weren't that much. Like with my Barnes & Noble discount, they ended up being about $7 a pop. So yeah, very excited to read all of these. And okay, my thought process is I'm going to read this probably this week, and then I want to read the other ones kind of in between reading Game of Thrones, and then that way, like, these are comedic and science fiction-y, so that'll kind of give me a little break from my serious fantasy, like, death and destruction books. So, yeah. But anyway, I'm very excited about all of those. Please let me know what you guys think of any of these down below, except with Hitchhikers, please no spoilers. Well, actually, with the host, you can spoil as much as you want, because I've seen the movie. But actually, maybe not, because other people may not have read it. But yeah, so tell me what you think, spoiler-free, if you don't mind. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.